Hello, boys and girls. Let's do a 15-10 game. So much going on at the minute. I may be posting quite a bit less frequently. But, so, apologies for that in advance. Got a lot of stuff going on. Okay, I'm playing a 1601. And this funny thing when it announces the players is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to play Nimzowitsch. Again, I don't know my theory terribly well. Okay, and here the two moves are d5 and e5. I'm going to play e5, which is the Kennedy variation. Trying to tempt white to push that pawn forward. But our knight has a route here to come around to g6. That's the point. I'm also threatening this pawn twice, so what's he going to do? Does he defend it? Knight f3. Does he defend it with c? There we go, c3. Okay. Now if I come out here, it can be pinned. This bishop right now doesn't have opportunities up there, so I think bishop e7 is a kind of a natural move. So for that reason, I think the move d6 looks very reasonable here. If takes, I can take that with a knight. I could also play knight f6. He pins, I can even break the pin. I don't think it really matters, to be honest, which order these moves come in. We had a really good Chess Bootcamp live session last night with Craig. 4 or 5 of us on there, working through some very challenging king pawn endgame things. Okay, well now I think it's so natural to play bishop g4, pinning the knight on the queen. Okay, he's developed as well. He's preparing to castle, targeting the f pawn. I can bring out my knight. Probably not knight ge7 because that's the bishop's only square right now. There's no sense to that move. I think if he takes here, I'm thinking like, for example, can I move my knight around? I don't think there's any point in that because that's also blocking the bishop. If he does this, I'd like to have that square for the knight. So I'm thinking that knight f6 now is fine. If he pins, I can ask the question. Then if takes, or queen takes actually. Queen takes might be better, because then we've got double eyes on the knight here, so I can mess up his pawns good and proper if I want to. If he takes here, I have knight takes. He can't take because that drops the queen. h3 is perfectly reasonable to expect here. Who's that? Oh, it's the cat in the box. Of course you are. Yeah, there's a cardboard box full of books, so obviously the only thing it was missing was a cat. Alright. Oh, apparently this is now transposed into a Ponziani. The key move here being the c3 move. So white's controlling the centre, reinforcing the move d4 with the move c3. But I'm cool. We chillin'. Opponent's name is Adnadidad. What was your mother thinking? Right. So how are we feeling about our position? I notice this pawn is hanging, actually. The opponent's probably going to want to do something about it. He's got knight b d2. Which blocks in his own bishop. Now he could pin, which does effectively defend the pawn. And that's really probably the move I would expect here. I think then maybe bishop e7. Don't need to rush with a pawn move. I'd rather play a developing move, apart from the fact that it's the only reasonable place for that bishop to go. Right? It can't go through its own pawn, so forget about that. This pawn's not going to move in a hurry. And fianchetto? Okay. Right, this is reasonable. This is reasonable. I did not see this. So he's got double attention on there. He's also looking at this. And if this pawn should fall, so does this knight. Now, my knight could have two potential squares to defend f7. Do I have this? Bishop takes with check. King has to move. Then the queen's under attack. The knight's undefended. If here he's got takes, 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 is that... It's not checkmate because I've got that. But it does lose a pawn, does it? Yeah. Takes, takes. I've lost a pawn on e6 with the queen. Maybe I block. Yeah, I don't like that very much. Is this the same? Takes, takes. Bishop h5, I think, solves that problem, but doesn't solve this one. I have knight there, which hits both. Which is the best? I could just take a pawn. Takes. But the way you can't go here because I've got that. You just take the pawn there. Yeah. Okay, there actually defends that pawn as well. There takes. Step up. There takes king d7. Can't go here because I've got king and bishop. This protects that pawn but loses this one. Then I have that. I think I'm going to go for this one. I don't like it. So notice the bishop was looking down at f7. And this is the thing with these, you know, Ponziani or what's this, the Alapin. You know, when this c-pawn moves, you've always got to watch out for the queen coming to these squares. This one's on the f7 diagonal, and this one's on the king's diagonal to e8. He takes here. I know I have this. This is a less important pawn because I can still get, for example, not there, bishop here, castles. Live to fight another day. Here, queen's under attack. Can't go there. Can't there. No. Here, the queen goes back to b5 with a fork on king and knight. That just loses, doesn't it? He's even got bishop check, actually. So what am I going to do with this bloody knight? There's a hanging pawn, but that's not relevant right now. Queen d7 hangs the rook. Knight b8 hangs the rook. Knight here is ugly, but might be the least worst option. I think it might, you know. There just fails, doesn't it? Oh no, I've got c6. Hits the queen and then queen defends that. Okay. That might work. Ah. Okay. There. Bishop takes, I have to take with the king though, because the queen's the only defender of that now. What about this? This anyway. Bishop takes. Knight takes bishop, queen takes check. Can't block because it again hangs the rook. Knight blocks. I've lost a pawn. I'm a pawn down already. There. Takes. Check. Takes. Takes. Knight blocks. At the end of that, this pawn still hangs. I can just block with the knight. Queen's still on prise. Queen can't go there because of my knight. Here, queen's under attack. She can go here, she can go here. 2 squares. Don't like where this knight is either. It's undefended right now, but the queen goes here, what am I going to do? If I do this, queen goes here, my knight's under attack. Do I have to do this then and try and liquidate? I reckon, but this is all fascinating stuff. Oh, if I block with it, no, bishop defends that pawn, that's okay. Right. Now, I'm down 2 pawns. I've got a very weak pawn here. Can't say I'm happy with my situation at all. And this, guys, is why it's worth spending time in your opening moves. We're 10 moves in, and 1 player, I'd say white is +3 now. This very strong centre. Dark squared bishop arguably is not a great piece. He's okay. So I hit the queen. He's got a few options, many options. I'm imagining he might want to go this way and maybe line up the rooks and then launch a pawn storm down the king side. Because there's no way that I'm going queen side with my king. I may not really be wanting to castle at all. And I certainly don't want to be swapping off material, although I've got quite a poor bishop myself right now. Do I want to castle? I think this is not a bad move, actually. Because it allows my bishop some more scope. In fact, bishop here is okay, but I also like the fact that it's taking this square away from both knight and bishop. It takes, I'll probably take here, opening up the d file. Yeah, he's going to want to castle in a hurry now, I should think. I can't do that because it hangs the rook. This bishop has options. This bishop probably wants to move to e7 so that I can castle. I'm going to play that now. Get the king safe. I'm going to try and prevent a kingside pawn storm, if at all possible. But it'd be nice to engage both rooks at the very least. This also gives my bishop that square, which could be interesting. Maybe. I think castle's bishop e8. Can't go there. And can't go this way. Okay. That's 2 attacks on here, so what do I do? This now? I can't do that. We've had this conversation. I think it has to be... Oh no, I can't move. Ah! Right. So he's got 2 attackers on here. If I do there, he can take with the knight. Takes. Rook's on here. That might be an idea. Skewing queen and knight. Knight is undefended, so the queen has to defend the knight, yes? Queen can't take there because it's bad. Yeah, knight recaptures with fork and king and rook, but let's see what he does. I'm also down on the clock by 2 minutes. Queen can go here to defend the knight, or here, yeah? Ah. Got the pawn anyway, of course he did. And now I can't castle either. I am getting trounced. I'm now 3 pawns down. Three pawns down and getting thoroughly outplayed. There's no checks or anything. There's no real threats. I mean, b2 is a weakness, but I think my opponent's going to castle in a hurry now. Can't attack the queen. Do you know what? I'm gonna pack it in and congratulate my opponent because he did well, and I'm gonna have a look at the review to see where I went wrong, because it feels. Yeah, I'm uploading as well, so it might take a minute. Whew. I felt like my opponent played far better. Did I play 96.5, guys. And no suspicion about that. I just think, you know, he had a stormer. 2300 level, and I played at 1650. So it's not like I sucked there. Wow. Okay. No blunders, no misses. One mistake from me. One. So let's have a look. Okay, so d6 here. So he goes like Alapin Ponziani style. We should trade off. He recaptures. So this is a bit like... It's like an open Sicilian, isn't it, in reverse? And then you play bishop b4 check? Wow. Giving white this big centre, but look, we've got 2 pieces out on the board. They block. We develop and prepare to castle. I kind of like that. I mean, it feels a bit like I'm playing something like Morris style, you know, but with black, which is pretty cool. Okay, so in this Nimzowitsch Kennedy, if they go that style, we trade off. Interesting. Okay, and I think from here, knight out, yeah, is the more forcing move, and it doesn't do anything to prevent me developing the bishop. I played that move quite quickly. I shouldn't have done that. I should have played. Interesting. Queen D. So this is my mistake. Queen D7, and then if takes. Rook b8. He has to find this. Computer says you can trade off here. And we're okay. Huh. Well, tough stuff, but you know, happens. Look, but in consolation, the machine says I played 1650 level, which is where I should be playing. That's you know, that's me playing near my best. I just got blown off the board, by somebody who is right on top of his game. So congratulations to Adnin Dad, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.